Hello friends, it's Astro here and welcome back to the Needy Nerds prison where today I am altering the plan. Prisoner intake is going to increase by one prisoner per day until I can't stand it anymore. How's that for a nice little change? Yeah? I reckon that should serve us quite well. Alright, cool. So with that in mind, I think that we should get to work on a couple of things that need doing in this joint. We've got a pair of new prisoners arriving in 12 hours. So, let's get to work on governmental security ratings, and we'll see if we can get this bad boy out of the way. There's an area that I reckon is probably fairly good for this. Like this spot here, right? If we just mark this bad boy out like that. And then, while that's up and, getting up and building, we're going to need to build our areas. So I think, if we could do security in here, but then like this area needs to be sort of 5, right? So we need a wall there. That's going to be where the kennel is, and then in here we'll have a wall like I guess this. So it'll be security, armory, kennel. Because I'm pretty sure that kennel is the only one. Let's have a look here. Oh, actually, I betcha. Yeah, we don't have dogs and we don't have armory. We better get those researched up. I'm gonna also get micromanagement? Question mark? No. We're going to get legal, because I've got a plan on that one. We'll get legal up and running, and we'll plan another office up here, which is going to be awkwardly located, but it does lead me... Okay, this is done. It does lead me to the next point. So, first of all, let's get this bad boy in here, and we'll prioritize that. We'll get someone in there to fix that up for us sooner rather than later. Who's got a problem down here? You do. Christopher Cleefy. He has mildly overdosed, but that's going down, apparently. Okay, good for you, mate. Let's do a little shakedown while we're at it. I want to keep these guys... Oh. Was it this guy? It was. He was mildly overdosed, and then he no longer was overdosed. Then he was dead. Which is a bit of a shame. Sorry that we couldn't help you there. Another good reason to get dogs up and running in this place, because at the moment people are just bringing all sorts of crazy stuff in, and what with the we've got the additional thing which means that we get crazy amounts of contraband in this place. Yes, we're starting to get some wacky things entering the prison, but that's okay. We can work our way around that, and in fact, what we might do is we might see if we can get a metal detector, which we do have the wherewithal to purchase. So we can plop that there, let these boys through here, and here, and here. Okay, great. So they can continue completing this new zone up here. That bad boy there is going to get connected directly. Okay, excellent. And then these rooms need to be connected up, out and down like this. Good. Okay, that's taken care of. Rooms-wise up here, we're going to need a security room. Just like that. And we're going to need a kennel, but I don't think that's finished, and an armory. It's definitely not finished. So those guys, we're going to have to wait for these. Okay, dogs isn't taking too long. Dogs looks like it's going to be finished fairly quickly. So we can get that one up and running rather spiffy, rather quickly. Right, so, office desk. Hard requirement. We need a chair, cool beans, and we need a filing cabinet, which can sit here right next to the door, so that you can, as you go through here to get into the armory, people will be forever smashing their shoulder into it, because it's just so awkwardly placed next to the door. I don't know about you guys, but I do have a habit of donking into things that are next to doors like that. Just, I'm not exactly a svelte and graceful animal. It's just the nature of the beast, right? Right, cool. Security. We've got our kennel is now ready to go, so let's get a kennel in here. Donk. It's just such a huge size requirement, the kennel, for what is essentially just a place where dogs just go to sleep, because they don't use this for anything other than sleeping. But that's fine. We'll get a couple of dog crates in there where they can go and have a nap. We've got our security room up and running, and the armory will come online shortly. I think the first thing that I want to do is get my dog patrols And I want one that spans out the back of the prison here to be sniffing out tunnels. And then I want one that's in this reception area here, just moving back and forth, keeping an eye on people coming into the prison. We've got this metal detector here as well, which should also help to make sure that people aren't bringing anything nasty into the prison. We should probably have some metal detectors down here as well, quite frankly. And in fact, we can potentially have that instead of a large jail door? Possibly. I'll ponder that. I'll think about that. But, you know, for the time being, we'll leave that as it is. I don't know if I have enough juice to be able to, yeah. I don't want to be blowing too much cash on metal detectors and additional power capacitors just at this stage, because it will, yeah, it'll eat into my money. And at the moment, we're somehow positive, which is pretty great, even with a death. Although I assume when the day rolls over, it'll punish us for that. Anyway, dog handlers, we're going to need one there and one down here. We don't need to literally put them there, but I figure if that's where they're going to be... Now, they decided to swap. That's fine. Okay, I figure if that's where they're literally going to be, then I may as well put them where they need to be. But evidently, look at this guy, just doing flat donuts in this in this reception area. Like, real doggy donuts. Love it. Okay, rooms. Do we have our armory up and running yet? Not quite. Where are we? 87%. Oh, sorry, that's legal. 48% for the armory. Okay, cool. Well, with legal in mind, let's get ourselves an office. Boom, boom, boom. Right there. And we can then... You know what? Let's get this fence removed. Let's get a normal jail door right there. And let's do the other thing that I should probably do, which is extending the fence. Now, I could do this with a perimeter wall. I could. But it's jolly expensive using perimeter walls. So what I'll do is I'll just wrap a little cheeky fence out here. And we'll span it all the way around the edges of the map. This is going to tie up my workmen for some time. So while this is underway, I have to anticipate that I'm not going to be doing pretty much anything else. There we go. How's that? Excellent. And then the rest of the trees that are close to the fence line need to go, because they're an escape risk, right? Anything that's within reach of the fence line needs to be torn down. We can sell the logs, make a little bit of extra cash. There we go. So these boys are going to roll on and do the rest of this. Keep things underway. We've got our assigned 2 dog handlers to a dog patrol. Dog patrols. 1, 2. Oh, is it because they're resting? Yeah. It's because they're having a little rest. We've rolled off that requirement. It was green before, I assume. I didn't quite look. Oh no, there we go. Okay, so they have to be actively doing that thing to be classified as assigned to that dog patrol, which is cool. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Now what we need is our arms guards, and they need the armory to be completed, which is it's taking its jolly time. Actually, let's speed up a wee bit. Now let's see. What does an armory require? It definitely needs a table, which we can slot in like that, and then we need some like weapons racks and things, which we can finagle in later. But at least we can get that table installed prior to that becoming. Why do you not have? Why does that armed the dog patrol doesn't seem to have a set of keys to get through? Is it only normal guards that have keys to open doors? Well, that seems a bit funny. Maybe we can just lock these open. And maybe this one here as well. Lock that one open as well. Just so that people can come and go a little bit easier. Although I do need to keep an eye on the temperature. And make sure that the temperature's still okay. Because having this yard here will allow heat to escape through the bars of these doors. I could potentially change the access to that. But yeah, at this stage it's probably fine. It's probably fine. These guys are a little bit cool down in this neck of the woods. I may need to investigate putting a radiator in for them at some stage in the future. But right now, I think we're okay. I think we're doing pretty well. Good. Okay. So, that's that taken care of. Let's have a look at So what other grants do we have up our sleeve? Reform through education is probably not going to be useful at this stage. When we get our medium security prisoners, that will be something that I look at. Same goes for prison manufacturing. These dudes aren't going to really be doing that sort of thing. I just want them paroling and getting the heck out of here. But cell block B, we can probably do that. Because I guess each of these blocks are, what, 2, 4, 6, 8. So if I double these blocks downwards, that'll change them to 16, which means we'll have 32, which means that we then need 4 of these blocks to make a full 64 capacity minimum security wing. I can extend the solitary here as well to make that be able to take the additional load. And then the same goes for visitation. That can be pulled down this way as well. And parole. As for the kitchen and all of this sort of stuff, at the moment this is sufficient. But if I start expanding this out to 64 people, then a single cooker ain't going to cut it. We're going to need to plan things out. And each of these, right? This is each table handles 8 people. So we've got capacity for 16 in here at the moment. As we push these down, we're going to need to resize this so it can handle the amount of people that we need. All right, cool. Arm guards, that's now completed, right? Cool. Should we start looking at... I mean, this stuff we don't really need right now, right? But what I do want to research is small cells. Because I'm going to need that. Like, well, I just did a thing that I don't need right now. And now I'm researching a thing that I don't need right now. Here we go. You spawn you in the... Where's the warden's office? There we go. Boop, there he goes. Off to his office. We may as well give him a light as well. He isn't a troll. You know, he doesn't live under a bridge somewhere or something. But, yeah, we'll give him a light so that he can see what he's doing. We may as well slide some power up this way a little bit further as well. Make sure that that's lit. I've just realized there's not a light in the psychologist office either. So that can be added in. And that should take care of that. We can get small cells researched up for when our medium security guys start to arrive and come online. Because when they get in, my plan is that they absolutely, like as soon as you do some damage down here, you will get placed into medium and you will get shoved into the tiniest cell known to man. Because, yeah, we're here forever. And we don't want to waste any space on them. We want to keep those guys as tightly crammed in as possible. Okay, armory. Donk. Excellent. Weapon rack, guard locker, and table. Cool. We've got the table already set up, so let's just get ourselves a weapon rack. And we'll need just one of those for now, should be fine. And then guard lockers, we can have a couple of rows of those, because this is the thing that actually determines how many armed guards you can have. So we'll just have that bottom section there filled out with guard lockers, and get ourselves, as soon as these are completed, of course, we'll get ourselves a couple of armed guards to help look after this place and make sure that the dudes aren't doing anything naughty. Okay, 1, 2. Should be enough. Should be enough. And for deployment-wise, let's get them... suppressing? Or should we get them in the canteen? Yeah, let's do it in the canteen. We'll have one there to suppress the guys in there. And then we'll have one just across the top of this block. Right? So that anyone who misbehaves down here, they can get shouted at. Maybe have a little shotgun waved at them. Like, don't you mess with me, young man, etc. And make sure that they behave themselves and stay in their cells and be all compliant and do all the things that they need to do. Okay, great. So now what we're going to do is wait for the 2 guards. There we go. So we've got that. We were just waiting on the 2 dogs to be rotated back into service at the same time that the 2 armed guards were rotated back into service. And we got ourselves a cheeky 15 grand to help us towards our next goal. And I think our next goal should be this bad boy here. We do not, max sec. Right. So max sec, that's going to be, I'll hold on to that one, and that's going to be when we need to start building out the medium security. It won't be max sec, it'll be medium sec. So let's get some planning in here. We'll plan some walls. So this guy here is 17 by 12. So we can just duplicate that straight down. Donc, 17 by 12. 17 by 12. Right? And then what does that make the whole thing? 33 by 12. Okay, so let's go over by 1. 33 by 12. And then over by 1 and 33 by 12. Is that by 12? It is by 12. Okay, and then we can extend this corridor. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is going to be great. Okay, and I reckon we can then have another corridor here, which can connect up like this, right? So that'll be like a big U-shaped corridor right around the outside of the prison. Just like that. Down in this neck of the woods, we can extend this guy as well, right? So that can go down to there. And we can clear out the little extra bits that we don't need, and that little bit there. Good, good, good. And then in here, we're going to turn this into, you know, maybe we'll reshuffle and replace the common room and yard and make them a little bit bigger, right? So this whole thing here could be a yard. And then we can have a slightly larger common room for all the MinSec guys. And then we can extend the canteen and then extend the kitchen a bit slightly. So we might extend the kitchen to like this, right? So that it then has a bit more reach. It can have a few more things in it. We can extend the canteen so it takes up this whole L-shaped area here and the yard and common room over here. I think that should be good. And then up the top here, we can think about having like a library and a shop and a few other bits and bobs like that. Things that'll make these guys really happy. And as for medium security, well, this map's kind of, you know, I kind of want to keep the rest of this map available for my minimum security guys. So what about if we research this bad boy here with the anticipation that at some point we'll purchase the section across the road here, and that can be medium security, right? That's where medium security boys are going to be. Oh, we're in lockup. It's middle of the night. Let's do a shakedown. And we've got 146 places to search these days and only 10 guards. I think what I'm going to do is key my guard number to the amount of search places there are in Shakedown. Because if I do that, it means that, well, theoretically, I don't know. I mean, this is just me sort of thinking about things in my mind, which is generally where you think about things. But what I'm thinking is, if I've got a number of guards that's sort of, you know, the number of search places divided by 10, then each guard only has to search about 10 places. So, I mean, I rounded down, so it's near enough. But if every guard only has to search 10 places, then theoretically, we shouldn't... Oh, no, we do have a toilet up there. Sorry, I just saw something there, and I thought maybe the guards weren't able to go and do a little poopy. Now, yeah, if we key to 10 places per guard, then it means that those shakedowns only take an hour or two. So it means that I can just churn them every night and make sure that everything's being taken care of, and make sure that these guys aren't getting away with blue bloody murder, which is definitely not something that we want. Okay, cool. So we don't need to build these new wards just yet. Wards? Wings. We don't need to build the new wings just yet, unless we just want to get 20 grand. But we'd have to spend way more than 20 grand to get that. So let's get. What can we do? What can we do while we're waiting for prisoners to come in? We could populate out some more solitary, just in case any of them misbehave themselves. But at this stage, I don't think that there's anything really. It's not a super desperate need. We've got some families waiting to visit, and that's fine. We've got some exhausted staff members, and I tell you what, we could probably use, just to be on the safe side, another cook, just one more. I keep saying that I'm going to go back and check that spreadsheet that got sent to me, but then I keep forgetting, because I am a bit of a dangus. Do we have any gardeners? We have one, and he's not taking care of all of the weeds and stuff that are growing up in here. Maybe, I tell you what, maybe, oh, hang on. Let's have a look at the temperature in here. Yeah, right. There you go. Alright, so maybe it's worthwhile getting into this area and just extending the brick foundations, right? So that they then include this center section here. And then we can have a staff door. Should we have a staff door at the bottom, or should we just... I reckon we should just join it straight onto the main building. Just like that. Because there's already a staff door there, right? So why would we bother having multiple staff doors all over the place? Actually, that can go all the way to the edge. There we go. And this way, if we put a couple of heaters in, we're not going to be, throwing heat away by letting it just escape out into the open air. So if we grab ourselves... This should help with our guards being pissed off, I think. So we'll get a radiator here, and then maybe one in the warden's office, and then maybe one in the foreman's office. It's probably overkill. That's fine. And we'll get ourselves a boiler. We don't really need one down there. We've already got one here, and that should be able to take care of everything that we need for. So let's get this run in here and here. Run that down. I think there was one in the foreman's office there. There was. And that can connect up to this hot water pipe here. And theoretically, this should make it so these areas are no longer just absolutely frigidly cold. Yeah? Yeah. Good. So hopefully these guys now will be... See, food and comfort is what they... I mean, she needs food and comfort. What are the rest of these guys? I mean, he doesn't count. What do the rest of these guards need? Let's slow down just a wee bit. Bladder, bowels, food, recreation, comfort, rest. Bladder, bowels, food. All these things. Recreation. Okay. So all of those needs are fulfilled by this staff room. But it is kind of a little way away. So maybe another staff room in this neck of the woods would be good just for our guards. And I think that's probably something that I should consider doing. Okay. Let's do this then. Let's get the fence extended just out to about here to cover this new block that's going to go in. Yeah, why not? We'll do it. We'll do it just straight out to here and then across to here for now. There is... Oh, I can't have that. I can't have one tiny nubbin of fence that doesn't line up with anything. That's just unacceptable. We'll demolish these, get that down to there, and then we'll get ourselves a fresh concrete foundation that can be all of this and the corridor. We'll just extend all of that out. So this will be a big old, jutty-outy bit that can eventually be connected up and turned into a staff room here, and then probably, I reckon, a laundry. Yeah, these guys are going to need... Oh, no, they've got a laundry. A library and... what? A shop. So that they can get some luxuries. Because these guys are needy. They're going to be wanting luxuries. Let's have a look at what their needs actually are. Okay, sleep, that's fine. Hygiene. Where are we? We're at work free time at 7 p.m. and their hygiene needs are spectacular. So, even with a shower here and showers in the common rooms, these guys are still kind of not going through and finding themselves a shower, which is a bit disappointing. Where are they? Where are they all? They all... No, this guy's come out. Richardson. Okay, so they're having a feed. Their needs are very, very high. Well, they're needy prisoners, right? Like, they desperately want to sleep, even though it's only 9:30 p.m. Like, these guys are like children at this stage. Hygiene is kind of being taken care of. One of those guys does have a rope, I've just seen. But then the rest of this, not too bad. But yeah, luxury, literature, spirituality. Yeah, those are the three things that this extra wing up here can help us take care of, as well as a new staff room for our staff. I think that should be good. All right, cool. So let's snick out these two walls. It is sleep time at the moment, so the prisoners are all locked up. I can go ahead and cut holes in this without having to worry too much about people making a run for it. This still hasn't finished. That's fine. But as soon as it does, we can go ahead and mark that as a staff-only area. We have sniffed out a tunnel, and someone has made a run for it, but, wow, There you go. Greg Crawley did escape, was going to make a run for it, and absolutely got beat down, probably bitten by a dog. He was born on Valentine's Day. Greg Creepy Crawley was charged with having bad relations with his 2012 BMW X6. Having had relations. He was convicted on the grounds of bad taste. I'm comfortable with that conviction, I have to say. I'm fairly comfortable with that. Okay. Remove tunnels. Blanc. Because, I mean, really, a BMW? Ugh. Cool. So, this neck of the woods. What do you reckon? I reckon it should be a staff room here. We're going to need a chapel. Probably there. Library. And then a little shop at the end. That should do the trick. That should be fun. All right. So next episode, we'll populate all of those things in. We'll continue this sort of down here and make sure that this all gets looked after and lined up and everything will be fine. And yeah, I think this is pretty good. All right, friends. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. I hope that you like and subscribe and share this on social media and do all of those things that everyone asks you to do at the end of every video. But yeah, I'll catch you all next time.